Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. So day 10 is going to take us to the 11th of December. We'll be able to extend out beyond that, the Unsettled GFS and ECM ensembles. Have a look at the CFS at the end of the video. Next 4 weeks, which gets us more or less to the end of December, of course. Right, so it's the 3rd day of December and birthday of me, Josh, called Winter today. So happy winter, everybody. We shall find out now, in the next few weeks, what the weather gods have in store for us for winter 2021-2022. So the first video we say was our 7 AM upload. We've also released the latest Christmas update. That's update number 13. We're at the halfway point of Christmas updates now. We've got a live stream coming up at 6 o'clock. So that's to make up for what happened on Sunday, having to cancel the live stream at the last minute. And after that, as soon as I stop the live stream, I will make public Terry Scoley's December and winter forecast. So yeah, you'll be able to see what Terry is forecasting for December and for the winter straight after the live stream, more or less on the dot of 7 PM. So that will be an interesting video. Of course, GavsWeatherVids winter forecast will be coming up for you tomorrow as a premiere at 7 PM. So that's going to be very, very exciting. Right, before I do anything else, I'm going to say thank you so much to our latest channel member. We have got a new channel member for GavsWeatherVids. So thank you so much to Rosemary Harwood. Thank you so much, Rosemary, for becoming a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. It's amazing, it's incredible. Thank you so much, Rosemary, for doing that. Thank you to all of our channel members. We got around 65 channel members now. So amazing, incredible. Thank you so much. If you'd like to become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is click the join button that you see here on the YouTube homepage. It'll take you to another page where you see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and you can sign up on that page as well. Thank you so much to each and every one of our incredible channel members, patrons, PayPal donors, however you support the channel. Thank you so much for doing that. And special thank you to Rosemary Harwood for becoming our latest channel member. Right, so CT is in for November. Let's see what it came out at then. This is the CT page at the UK Met. If we scroll through the decades and centuries, we come down to the very latest year, which takes us to 2021. And there's the number just there, 7.3, coming out 7.3. It's actually 0.1 of a degree under the estimate of 7.4 that we had a couple of weeks ago. But, very, very good estimate from Simon, aka Global Warming at the Weather Outlook Forum. Had this pinned down around 2 weeks ago, but we will come out somewhere like 7.3 or 7.4. So excellent prediction there from Simon. Now, that is a little bit above average for 61 to 1990 CT, so it's like getting on for a degree above average, a little bit less than a degree, 61 to 1990. For 81 to 2010, it's within half a degree of average, so it's about average. And for 91 to 2020, actually, it's a virtually bang on average. So for a more modern average, I think we'd say I've had a pretty near normal November. Of course, very strange month in that most of it was exceptionally mild, particularly the first half. And then we had that big cold blast in the last week that caused a complete collapse of the central temperature in the final week of the month. Of course, we should wait to see where December comes out. That'll be placed just there, and the overall yearly CT will be placed just here. Could we come in under 10 degrees? I think it would depend on what happens in December. I would guess it's going to be like low 10s for the overall yearly CT, but it might be the coolest that we've had, maybe since 2013 actually, which it's 2012, isn't it? 9.72 might be the coolest that we've had since 2012. It'll come in, I think it'll might be around 10.0 probably, so that will make it the coolest since 2012. But we will see, we will find out at the end of December. Of course, we had a cold January, and then February and March were quite mild. April was the coldest since 1986, May was the coldest since 1986. 1996. Then we have a warm run of months through June, July, anyway, warm and average. August was about average. September was exceptionally mild, exceptionally warm, and a really mild October as well. November has been a little bit cooler, but still slightly above 6.9 on the average. Anyway, we shall find out where we come out for December and also for the yearly CT in around 1 month's time. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks on Nottingham today. The red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average for Nottingham. We're starting off about average at the moment, but temperatures are on the drop. We've got a little cold snap coming up over the next day or two. Then we're going to tick up there around Friday. That's as an area of low pressure pushes in, and then over the weekend we go quite cold again. Actually, generally through the next week, looking below average, really. There are 1 or 2 little tick ups that are going on around there and around there. They're quite brief. Overall, to around the 9th or 10th of December, it's looking a little bit cooler than average. I think a little bit colder than average. In the very extreme range around the middle part of December, we might have a bit of a warming trend, although today's operational midnight GFS run, as you're going to see in a moment, does go a little bit colder, actually deviates away from the trend. The trend looks like it's a little bit milder through the middle part of December. That's a long way off, and you know, the next week's 10 days generally looking rather on the cool side, or even at times quite cold. Precipitation-wise, quite unsettled as well. It does look as though the first half of December is going to be quite unsettled. And as it's pretty cold through this period here, there may be some wintry potential at times. Temperature anomalies on the 1st of the 9th of December going to be a little bit below average for the UK and through most parts of northern, central and in fact western Europe too. Precipitation anomalies from the 1st of the 9th of December near normal, limit dry and average from more northern areas near normal further south. Later info map from earth.nullschool.net shows that we've got low pressure in the North Sea and we're pulling down quite a cold northerly wind, or quite cold northerly winds are starting to return. In the south, it's still relatively mild. It's still like got a bit of Atlantic influence, but wind will be turning northerly as the day goes on. If we push this down or pull it down, we can find that. But again, wind is originating from quite a long way north, so you will feel the change with those northerly winds. Right, this is how the UK Met Euro is looking at midnight on Saturday, going into a cool, showery, northwesterly wind. Then wind actually turns into the north. Let's go from Saturday into Sunday, so the weekend will be turning colder, and low pressure moves in off the Atlantic by midnight on Sunday. They'll start to bring in some milder air from off the Atlantic through to the middle part of next week, looking quite unsettled. Again, to see the trend is for these low pressures to continue to dig further south and eastwards. The jet stream is to the south, but going quite a long way south actually, with the jet stream going down in towards Spain there, the black line. So we can see, but yes, we've got these areas of low pressure sort of digging south and east, and this is pulling the wind back into the north again via this mid-Atlantic ridge type thing that's going in that direction. So looking rather cold with the UK Met Euro again by the middle of next week. This is how the midnight GFS run is looking. Again, we're in those cool, showery northwesterly winds as we go into the weekend. Wind actually turns northerly later on in the weekend, becoming much colder potentially again through the weekend. Early next week, this little ridge tries to build up from the southwest. That doesn't last very long. We go back into unsettled conditions through the middle part of next week. Not plunging out low pressure south like the UK Met does with the GFS. Up towards day 10, low pressure again rattling in off the Atlantic. Notice heights rising to our east there. We've got a big old Siberian high trying to get going across western parts of Russia. As we get towards day 10, we begin to get a ridge from the Azores to the Siberian high. So the heights really rising to both our south, but also to our east as well. And that's trying to break us out of this unsettled Atlantic-driven weather. In a more extended range, we do start to pull the heights in towards that Siberian high and have a go at getting the wind into the east. So through the extended range, middle part of December, this is where the GFS midnight operation run is deviating from the ensemble, of course. It does start to turn colder as winds begin to pull into the east. Colder air starts to drift in from off the continent. They might even start to bring some wintry showers into eastern areas. And that's how lookers get to the end of the GFS midnight run, which is the 17th of December. Looking generally pretty blocked. High pressure is in control, and particularly sitting like to our east and northeast. That is like the Siberian high showing its hands and raising the heights, building up the heights to the north and to the northeast. Nothing desperately cold up to like 2 weeks out with that, but certainly becoming colder as those heights rise to the northeast around the middle part into the second half of the month. 6Z looks like this, so we go into this cool and showery northwesterly wind on Saturday. Winds turn northerly on Sunday into early next week. Wet and windy weather piling in from off the Atlantic there. And for the middle part of next week, again, going into this wet, windy stuff. Now, not raising the heights on the 6Z at all to the northeast. So that's a big change from a midnight run to the GFS 6Z. Just generally Atlantic-driven stuff. No real high pressure over Scandinavia, and not really much over northwestern Russia either. So that's a massive change of the GFS 6Z compared to the midnight run. For us, it's just wet, windy, quite cold in the north, with maybe some snow there, rain further southwards. And in the extended range, the GFS 6Z just has an Atlantic onslaught, really, with lots of low pressure coming off the Atlantic, and very mild as well, with heights rising around France and pulling up this southwesterly wind, so that looks very mild on the 17th of December. Totally different pattern though to what the midnight run was showing. They're chalk and cheese, those two, as they finish on the 17th of December. Right, moving on to the GM. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, dear Matt. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this all of our videos. GM looks like this. Low pressure dinging in from the northwest over weekend. Will be quite a chilly weekend, say the least. Probably quite cold in the north. Early next week, more low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. This is a very deep low pushing in around the middle of next week. Heights are trying to rise over Scandinavia, by the way, and that sort of sends the low pressure southwards into the second half of next week. So the GM is hanging on to that Scandinavian high type idea and pulling wind into the east, actually, in the northern half of the country through the second half of next week. Up to day 10, that's how we look. A bit of a ridge from the Azores high to Scandinavian high. Winds have pulled into the east, although we're not desperately cold, but we are bringing in a little bit of an easterly wind there. How long that would go on with such a deep low pressure to the south of Greenland and Iceland, I'm not sure, but the GM definitely strong with that high pressure over Scandinavia around days 7, 8, 9, and 10. ECM looks like that, cool and showery on Saturday into northerly winds for Sunday. And then early next week, look at this area of low pressure on midnight on Tuesday to west of Ireland. I think the papers will probably term that a bomb, a weather bomb. I don't know, but that's a very intense area of low pressure. Goes on a strange track though, so it's to west of Ireland there, midnight on Tuesday, and by midnight on Wednesday, it's actually somewhere between southwest England and northern France, so it's like going northwest to southeast. It brings a spell of heavy rain probably, and, maybe a little bit of snow for northern and northeastern areas. Then up to day 10, we try and get a ridge from the Azores to the Scandinavian high, but low pressure keeps rolling in from off the Atlantic, so we finish up rather flat and westerly by day 10. This is the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Tometeo.com, so wintry showers into northern and eastern areas at the moment, then the Atlantic moving in Thursday night into Friday. That actually brings a little bit of snow on the ECM precipitation type forecast overnight Thursday into Friday for more central and eastern areas. Rain out west, and then that all pushes through and we go into a rather cold and showery weekend with wintry showers, particularly for more northern and eastern areas. Early next week, we've got weather system pushing in North Atlantic, bringing a little bit more snow to western areas this time, or rain, since and then there's that very intense area of low pressure to west of Ireland on Tuesday. That brings heavy rain into the west, so that turns to snow across northern areas. You see, this is what I was talking about yesterday. It's not a typical zonal spell, but it's not a typical Atlantic-driven spell of weather. The jet stream is to our south, which means these areas of low pressure are quite cold areas of low pressure. So rather than being very mild, wet, windy, it's still wet and windy, but it's a little bit colder than normal. And so certainly for northern and northeastern areas, there is a risk of snow at times with these areas of low pressure. Another one pushing through there as we get through towards the 10th of December, around day 10, we've got another area of rain, snow pushing in. Don't take the snow areas too literally, but it's just the idea, but this is not a traditional spell of mild, wet, windy weather. This is actually rather a cold variety of unsettled weather. We finish up looking like that. Still quite unsettled. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles day 4. Day 10 gets us to the 11th of December, 16th 16. Members of the ECM ensembles have low pressure to our north and through the country. Quite unsettled and at times pretty cold. The jet stream is going down there. That does include the control and the operation run. Number 16 looking quite similar. Again, low pressure and the jet stream on the northwest southeast alignment. 7 with low pressure right over the top of the country. Then we've got number 7 looking quite flat. This is a milder option. High pressure to south, low pressure to the north, rather flat and westerly. And then 5 just here, ridging up the Azores high towards Scandinavia. So that's trying to build up a link between the Azores and Scandinavian highs. Is probably quite mild, but could be colder further south if we bring the wind in to more of an easterly direction. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets to the 16th of December. 25 members of the ECM ensembles keep an Atlantic onslaught going, wet and windy. And then another 15 here again, looking wet and windy. And probably quite mild. That's like middle of December, probably quite mild for mid-December with those. And then 10 here is a minority option to have high pressure sitting over and to the east of the country. That's probably like what the GFS midnight run was showing. That's probably an influence from the Siberian high with that. And drifting in, seeing the wind drifting in from the east. So that's drier and colder with winds coming in from more of an easterly direction. So a minority possibility, but we might turn things colder via the Scandinavian or Siberian high around the middle part of December, but the majority option is rather wet and windy and probably a little bit milder actually for mid-December. GFS E2 looks like this. These are 500 millibar heights, break it down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 1st to the 7th of December. The coming week has low pressure to the east, high pressure to west. Winds are in from a cold northerly direction overall in the weekend. Week 2 is going to be the 8th to the 14th of December with low pressure to the north, high pressure out to our west-southwest. Winds are sort of westerly, unsettled and a little bit milder as we've lost the northerly and turned wind into west. Week 3 is going to be the 15th to 21st of December. Low pressure way to the northwest, high pressure to our south. Winds pushing up from southwest direction. That's very mild, running up towards Christmas. And then week 4 looks like that. It's going to be the 22nd of December, 28th, heading up towards over Christmas and up towards New Year with high pressure building northwards. Low pressure is out here, turning a lot drier, and also still mild with winds in from the south or southwest direction. Notice lots of high pressure around here. So yeah, that's generally mild and dry up towards Christmas and New Year. Right, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for doing that. And drop a comment. Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. That's amazing. That's incredible. Thank you so much for doing that. We need to put on, some to move quite quickly, we need to put on now around 65 subscribers to get to 12.8k. Is it doable that we could get to 13,000 subscribers before Christmas? I wonder. I think it's going to be a tall order, but, you know, who knows? Maybe it's a possibility. Anyway, please give us a... When we get to 13k, we're going to give away an Amazon voucher. It'd be so nice if we could do that before Christmas, but it might be just after Christmas. So maybe you can do some shopping with your Amazon voucher with the New Year sales instead of Christmas. But we'll see, you know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing. Don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe as well. You'll all be able to see future web content if you do that. Right, so that's that done then. So we're going to be back at 6 o'clock with a one-off Wednesday live stream. It's our old live streaming day, of course, on a Wednesday, but we haven't done one for a long time. But we're going to do a one-off Wednesday live stream to make up for having to cancel Sunday's live stream at the last moment. So that'll be coming up at 6 p.m. And then we've got Terry Scoley's December and also Christmas forecast. No, we've got Terry Scoley's December and winter forecast, but will include Christmas. I'm getting myself mixed up with all of this. Will include Christmas as well. That will be released just after the live stream. As soon as I stop live stream, I'll sort of release Terry's broadcast, and that's going to be great. So just tell you what's coming up tomorrow. We will be having the 7 a.m. broadcast. Going to have a 10 to 14 day. I think no European outlook this week. Very busy at the moment getting winter forecast together. So USA forecast and European outlook on the back burner this week. They'll both be back next week. So tomorrow it's 7 a.m. broadcast, a 10 to 14 day. And then the big one at 7 p.m. premiering. Can you believe it? Premiering our winter forecast. That'll be at 7 p.m. tomorrow. I shall see you, on the red carpet then for our premiere. For this 10 to 14 day. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I shall see you later for our live stream. Bye for now.